Hey everybody, Grey Viking Games trying out something new and exciting. We recently just spent over $5,000 on 11 Conspiracy Take the Crown cases with the intent on cracking them all and selling the contents for a profit. That's right, we opened 66 booster boxes. Opening booster boxes is generally considered a losing proposition, and if it was profitable, everybody would be doing it, right? However, our hypothesis is that you just need to be one of the first to identify a market opportunity to be able to do something interesting. And we really wanted to take a mathematical approach to this and document everything. So let's go over our projections prior to buying any boxes. This gets a little mathy. So to keep the video simple, we've explained how we arrived at these numbers in the video description. Here's the summary. We broke down the expected value to be opened per booster box into these categories. Regular mythics. Now for this, our expectation was 4.5 mythics per box. How I got to these numbers was, opening boxes over the last few years, looking for documentation, looking for anything official from Wizards. Now it changes per set, but this is really what I wanted to investigate, and so I had to start somewhere. So again, one of the categories was regular mythics. Expectation was 4.5 mythics per box. The regular rares, well, it's 1 per pack minus the mythic, so I was expecting 31.5 per box, just because 36 packs minus the 4.5 is 31.5. Then for chase uncommons, I did the math, and I'm expecting 1.71 chase uncommons per box. Now again, this math is all detailed in the video description and the supporting document, so if you want to go look at the exact percentages and how I got there, please go down and click on those links. Foil rares. The expectation here was 1 foil rare per box, in addition to the foil mythic. For foil mythics, the expectation was 1 per case. Our best guess is that we would get 11 out of the 12 foil mythics. Now, foil uncommons, the expectation was 2 per box. And foil commons, the expectation was 3 per box. So each box I was expecting around 6 foils, 1 rare, 2 uncommon, 3 common, and then every 6th box I'd get a foil mythic. That was the expectation. So once you have all the ratios for the different categories, you have to apply those ratios to the current market prices of the cards themselves. For this, I had 2 different prices per card. I took the current retail price, and then I also exported the Card Kingdom buy list prices. Retail gives me the highest amount I could possibly sell a card for, and the Card Kingdom export basically gave me the minimum price I could get for a card. Put all that together, and it looks like this. The expected value per box, minimum is on the left, maximum is on the right. You can see my expectation for the minimum was $76.85, and at a maximum was $145.44. The true value that we were expecting fell somewhere in between these two values after shipping and fees. We found the boxes for $77.24 a piece after shipping, which is about $463 per case. Over the next few days, we began to open, sort, and store the contents of each case, carefully documenting the distribution of the categories that I mentioned above. It took us around 10 minutes per box to open, sort, log, and then file the contents away, and 66 boxes later, we were finished. We took detailed notes, and here is the case-by-case comparison. So, how close were we to the final numbers of our original hypothesis? As you can see, the chase uncommons were very, very close to expected. The mythic rares came out closer to 4 per box as opposed to 4.5. Along with that, we only got 7 non-conspiracy foil mythics, which was 4 less than the expected 11. However, foil rares were over 1.27 per box as opposed to the 1 per box that we were expecting, and foil commons and uncommons both also came out ahead. Here are a couple other interesting observations that after opening 66 boxes we thought was worth sharing. The number of individual mythics ranged from 19 Selvalas to 26 Durettis at a max. And even though the average was 4.15 per box, one of the single boxes had 8 mythics in it, and several only had 3. Now, the number of individual rares ranged from 38 Protector of the Crown, which was the least common rare in these cases, to a maximum of 53 Gratuitous Violence. A couple of other interesting notes was that we opened 9 crimped tokens, all within the same case. A foil Kaya Ghost Assassin that was missing the rare holo stamp, and a pack fresh Berserk that was damaged. It was creased down the middle. Now, when we sorted by card and found the actual buy list and retail value as of May 12th, 2018 pricing, per box, it came out like this. The Card Kingdom buy list was $73.54 from an actual perspective. Compare that to what we were expecting on the left, based off of 4.5 mythics, so on per category. And then on the right hand side, you can see the retail. The retail was $138 per box as opposed to $145 prospected. You can see the biggest negative values were driven by the regular and foil mythics not being as frequent as expected. The added gains from the foil rares, extra foil uncommons, and extra foil commons were just not enough to bring the total expected values back to the original hypothesis. So, all said and done, for the summary, this is how it breaks down. Per box, we spent $77.24, with a total spend of almost $5,100. If we were to buy list everything today, including the bulk commons and uncommons, we would come out $244 under our spend. On the flip side, if we could miraculously get full retail for all the cards, we would come out $2,653 ahead. Now, we've been buying and selling Magic cards for the last 3 years. Realistically, it's very hard to get more than 80% of retail after shipping and fees. So, the true maximum return on the current market prices would probably be around $2,000 if we parted everything out via eBay or TCG Player. On the flip side, many of these cards are only being buy listed for, say, 35 to 40% of their retail value, and most cards typically get to 50 to 55%, especially on Card Kingdom. So, I could just hold on to these cards that are not quite peak buy list for today and get much better value over probably the next few months as they spike depending on different decks and supply and demand. Alternatively, many of these cards buy list elsewhere like Channel Fireball or Cool Stuff Inc. for more than what Card Kingdom is buying today. So I actually expect the true minimum, if I were to buy list everything across several different vendors today, it'd probably be around $300 to $400 after shipping and whatnot sent to those guys. It's also worth noting that this set is great for Commander right now and has seen about, call it 10% aggregate growth over the last 4 months according to MTG Goldfish total set price. So it probably wouldn't hurt to hold on to things that probably aren't selling hot right now. And as time goes on, I will do my absolute best to try and update the comments with the total sale value as I push through this inventory. And we as a whole are shooting for around $1,000 profit all said and done. But either way, we had a lot of fun with this experiment, and we hope you enjoyed us sharing the video. If you have any questions or comments, or even if you think our math or calculations were off, I'd love to have some discussion with you on this video, or send us a note at info@greyvikinggames.com. Thanks for watching, and we hope to publish our next project soon.